From working prototypes to tools in your Pelican case, we're talking small business in the production world coming up next. It's a privilege to share so much gear here with you, especially new ideas and things that we don't see every day. My favorite things, though, are always made by someone working within the industry or trade. It's not just audio gear, but any trade where someone working in the job creates a tool to make things more efficient or the end result better for their customer. I think that's pretty exciting. It's something we've all thought about, right? A repetitive task comes along and we think, I could build something to make this easier. Either physically or these days in software, ideas pop up all the time in all sorts of places, but that's not always the hardest part. Turning ideas into something functional, manufacturable, cost-effective, and then making the people who need it aware that it exists is a whole other world. Dave showed us his new idea for the SuperCAT Sound Tails back at NAMM in January, and now that they're done, I thought we should talk to the team behind the tools. I hope we can talk more in the future to other small shops that do it right. From broadcast to Broadway, there are still a ton of independently owned shops out there making it all happen, creating good jobs, developing specialized knowledge and equipment, while taking pride in the solutions they find for their friends and customers around the world. Hopefully you'll find some ideas, inspiration, and motivation from these different perspectives. But for now, let's get to it and join me in a huge welcome to Madeline, sound nerd and marketing force behind the SoundTools brand.
Hey there, I'm Madeline. I'm actually a musician.
Home alone and feeling low.
So we've met the trade show crew a few times before, but on a regular day, how many people are working on SoundTools?
Currently in our SoundTools department, there are 3 of us, plus Dave. Most of the time he creates prototypes and we just help the prototype come to life. Really, Dave is the one who comes in with the idea that solves a problem that he's encountered.
So what does that prototyping process look like these days?
We actually have a 3D printer in the office.
The new Formlabs printer.
And that allows Dave to create the file and print it and have a workable product that we can test here before bringing it into manufacturing.
And how do you know when an idea or prototype is ready to go to that next level where you're starting to think about manufacturing and scaling?
Whenever we come out with a prototype, we usually give it to the guys in the shop and let them play around with it and see if there are any issues. We let them take the products out on tour and test them in the live audio world, in the touring world, and when they come back, sometimes they say, yes, this is the best product ever, or other times they give us advice on things that we can change to make it better. The creation of SuperCAT Sound Cable is really what allowed us to create the SuperCAT Sound Tails.
Now, this product is a perfect example of how rapid prototyping leads to new, quick innovation, how developing a new product leads to refining another one and reducing waste and cost along the way.
Because the blue cable's got the separate ground wire, like a standard audio cable for each of the pairs, we can terminate it like a set of audio tails. It's got the braided nylon cover jacketing over it. It's shrunk. These are like really durable, but on the other hand, it terminates to a ethercon. So you can take the old set of tails and terminate. Now you got a cable, and then these with a Neutrik female to female. You can extend this or attach it to a cable. And the cost of this with the adapter is lower than the cost of this because we're not dealing with the machined housing.
You can definitely see how this way of thinking spreads through a company, a culture of looking for new ways to do more with less and then using everyone's skills and different backgrounds to shape that outcome. What has that been like for you at SoundTools, Madeline?
When I first came to Rat, I had the basic knowledge of audio equipment from touring and doing my own sound. Here I actually started in the shop soldering and assembling products. That actually helped me learn a lot more about the products.
Absolutely. Building something by hand or even just taking something apart to explore it really does change your perspective, especially of the underlying technology of what makes up something that's built of multiple parts. If you haven't seen the SoundTools Samufacturing series, it's definitely worth a watch so you can see the attention to detail that goes into building something that appears to be so simple in the end product. It probably changes from time to time, but can you tell us what your favorite SoundTools gear is right now?
I'm really excited about the Wildcat 8 because it'll allow me to have headphones in my booth, which will make recording a lot easier when you're doing it on your own. Canvas bags have been really popular in the SoundTools department, making it easier to organize your things and especially when traveling.
Well, let's talk about that canvas bag for a second because I really like this idea. We've seen the really cool reusable boxes the team created for your other products, but tool bags are an obvious favorite. They're something that I see get bought by viewers a lot, and they're something we need anyway. We carry them, we need bags to put our stuff in, and I wish more manufacturers would skip the cheap trash that nobody wants and go this route. So can you tell us a little bit about how you got there?
We spent a lot of time and thought in our packaging process because in the long run, we want to again provide a simple and beautiful product that brings happiness to a customer. We didn't really like the idea of using plastic and also wanted it to be something cool and reusable and something that you can store your tails into or use for other things.
It's been really fun watching these go from a product we saw at a trade show almost a year ago now to something I'm using regularly and that you can buy online. The price on these certainly puts them within reach of a lot more people, and that's always really cool to see. Last question for Madeline. Out of everything that goes on at SoundTools, what's one thing that makes it a special job for you?
I think one of the coolest things we do here at SoundTools is a year return policy where you can return at any time for any reason for a full refund, where we replace any broken unit for any reason, anytime, for life. To me, I think that's something really special and shows that we really do have confidence in our products.
Thanks again so much for talking to us today about SoundTools. When the whole team is back in the office together, I'd love to have everyone on to catch up since we won't get to see each other at the trade shows this coming season.
You're awesome.
We'll leave it there for now, though. Thanks to everyone who helps make these videos possible by liking each video, subscribing to the channel, visiting the website at DcSoundOp.com, and contributing through Patreon. Links to everything down below. I'll see you next time.
You know, I'm fascinated by the complex products people build because there's just so many variables.